Hey everyone, it's your girl Regina coming at you guys with another video. Today I have a book review for you guys. The book that I'm going to be reviewing is called The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Before I get into how I feel about the book, here is what the book is mainly about. Natasha. I'm a girl who believes in science and facts, not fate. Not destiny or dreams that will never come true. I'm definitely not the kind of girl who meets a cute boy on a crowded New York City street and falls in love with him. Not when my family is 12 hours away from being deported to Jamaica. Falling in love with him won't be my story. Daniel. I've always been the good son, the good student, living up to my parents' high expectations. Never the poet or the dreamer. But when I see her, I forget about all of that. Something about Natasha makes me think that fate has something much more extraordinary in store for both of us. The universe. Every moment in our lives has brought us to this single moment.
Are you recording?
Yes.
I need scrunchies. Not these. That's poor. You know what I mean. I want these.
It smells better now.
Does it?
Yeah.
A much better? Soft? Nice?
Yeah, because at first it just wasn't.
I am her brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Hurry. Thank you. Just give me. I don't want the extremely. Okay, give me a hug. Bye. Let me take.
Do not die.
Okay.
Do not die skydiving.
Okay.
Alright?
Bye.
Bye. The futures lie before us. Which one will come true? And there we have that. Usually, people are able to live many years in America or wherever they are illegally. You know, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. I'm not going to comment on that. But usually there's always a mistake that happens after their initial mistake. For example, Samuel Kingsley, who is Natasha's father, got drunk one night after his debut in a Broadway play. Now, because of his drunken stupor, he tells a New York City cop his entire life story and mentions that his family has been living in the States for 9 years illegally. Not sure why that happened and how he can make that kind of mistake. This is also a major reason that people keep their immigration status a secret, because even though New York City is a protected sanctuary city, as it are many other cities in the country, if you tell someone, especially an authority figure, that you are illegal in the United States, you will be deported. Because of this, they are summoned to be told that they will be deported. Natasha wants to save her family because she's 17 years old. She's a rising senior, and all she wants to worry about is prom, her science passion, as well as college applications. But instead, she has to try to save her family from deportation. Also, I'm not going to make any kind of statement on legal and illegal immigration. I understand both sides of the story. That is what it is. Then we have Daniel, who is an American-born citizen from a family of immigrants as well. His parents immigrated to America when they were younger and had two sons here, Charlie the older brother, who is a complete jerk, and then Daniel. Daniel is supposed to go off to Yale. You know, as most immigrant parents, they want their children to have a better life. You know, they say, we struggled so hard in our country, and then come here, we work so many different jobs, so we want you to have a better life. Charlie was a student at Harvard, and he ends up getting encouraged to leave campus because of academic probation. And so all of the hopes and dreams are now pinned onto the younger brother, who was supposed to go to Yale, and the day that the book is centering, he's supposed to have an alumnus interview. Daniel and Natasha meet in a record store when he starts following her after the train incident. I'll get to that in a second. Because of the words Deus ex machina on Natasha's jacket. Their one day starts off from there. One thing that I should also tell you is that Daniel is a hopeless romantic. He's a poet. He loves writing poetry. He is who he is. Then we have Natasha, who is pragmatic. She's science-driven. She's all data and numbers. So we have opposites. And opposites don't always work, but they definitely do attract. And so, because he falls head over heels for her, and says, okay, you're science-driven, you're data-driven, why don't we do this experiment and see if I can get you to fall in love with me? Natasha says, I'll give you 1 hour. Alright, 1 hour becomes a couple of hours. A couple of hours become an entire afternoon. Their story is insta love, but it doesn't seem like that because so much character growth and background information and all of it is given that you don't feel like it's like, oh, they fell in love the second they laid their eyes on each other. It's more of a, okay, this is what's going on, but here's everything else, We're on a journey with each of the characters. This book is multi-point of view. Not only do we have Daniel's point of view and Natasha's point of view, we have his parents, Charlie, then a USCIS officer, the agent, the lawyers, paralegals, whoever comes into contact with them that day and has a role to play in their reading, their stories are all told. Whether it's a page, 2 pages, or even a sentence. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely. And you guys know, I do not like insta love at all. It drives me crazy because normally it doesn't work. But Nicola Yoon gets it. She's done it in such a way that you're thinking that these people have spent days and months and years knowing each other. You get that feel from this book. And it was so beautifully done. One of my favorite scenes from this book. And it's why I fell in love with this book. Or at least part of the reason. So, for context, Natasha and Daniel are on the train, and this is right before they meet each other. The lights flicker off because, of course they do. We sit for 5 minutes before the conductor decides communication would be good. I expect him to say that the train will be moving shortly, etc. But what he says is this: ladies and gentlemen, Up until yesterday, I was just like you. I was on a train going nowhere, just like you. Holy shit. Usually the freaky people are on the train, not driving the train. My fellow passengers sit up straighter. What the hell? Thought bubbles float all of our heads. But something happened to me. I had a religious experience. I'm not sure where he's from, Crazy Town, Population 1. He overpronounces the beginning of words and sounds like he's smiling the whole time he's evangelizing. God himself came down from heaven and he saved me. Foreheads are smacked and eyes are rolled in complete disbelief. He will save you too, but you have to accept him into your hearts. Accept him now before you reach your final destination. Now I'm groaning too, because puns are the absolute worst. A guy in the suit yells out that the conductor should just shut the fudge up and drive the train. A mother covers her little girl's ears and tells the guy that there's no need for that language. We might get all Lord of Light on the number 7 train. Our conductor evangelist goes quiet, and it's another minute of sitting in the dark before we move again. We pull into Times Square station, but the doors don't open right away. The speakers crackle on. Ladies and gentlemen, this train is now of service. Do yourself a favor and get out of here. You will find God if you look for him. We all get out of the train somewhere between relieved and angry. Everyone's got some place to be. Finding God is not on the schedule. Just so you know, usually I've never heard of a conductor talk like this, but on the platform, on the mezzanine area, there's always that religious person who will talk about his beliefs, and people just sidestep him, ignore him, whatnot. They'll even come into the train, say what they have to say, and then they'll go about their merry business. What I like the most about this scene is that this is 100%, without a doubt, the most NYC thing you will ever experience. Almost every E-train that I've been on, usually there's a flash mob. Usually someone breaks out dancing. Usually there is an evangelist on the train. Always. For example, this one time, I was on a train, reading my book, minding my business until I wasn't. I see a guy next to me, reading a book. It's green, my favorite color is green, and like a dum-dum, because I know I should not be doing this, or I shouldn't be doing this, because clearly I haven't lived here for 25 years at all. I ask, hey, what are you reading? So the guy says the Bible, or it's actually the story of the Bible, something like that. And then for the next 15-20 minutes, he's just trying to convince me to go to his church and that I'll be saved and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I just keep quiet? Why did I have to be nosy? So these things happen, and it's so freaking normal, it's not even funny. Like when the breakdancers come on, and people are just playing music or whatever, almost 99% of the train, they're just looking straight ahead, not giving a darn. And this is what I love the most about New York City. We don't give a damn, but we care. It's so beautiful. The underlying theme of this whole entire book was fate, and how our decisions directly play into what is about to happen, or what has happened. You know. I'm a firm believer in everything that happens for a reason. Whether you got turned down for a job, whether you got hired for something, or even if someone leaves you, there's always something better out there. Like, there's always a lesson to be learned. You guys, I gave this book 5 stars. It was just so brilliantly done, and I just laughed, cried, and everything. Like, everything about this book was spot on. I also do want to mention, there is a trigger warning in here. One of the characters, not the main ones, but Irene, she contemplates suicide. Spoiler, she doesn't go through with it, but just so you know, this is still a thing. Mental health is considered a taboo in this country and in many places around the world, and we should not make it a taboo anymore, especially during the health crisis that we have going on. So keep in mind that this is what you have going on. So we have the topic of race, immigration, citizenship, what our country means to us, honoring our parents' path for us, or diverting from that path. It's everything, but it's so heartfelt and it's so beautiful. And there's only one thing I did not like about this book, and if you've read this book, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the very last paragraph that's written in the final chapter. If that was not written, if she had just stopped one paragraph before, it would have been absolutely no help. Like, it would have been amazing. And I mean, this book is amazing, and I gave it 5 stars. And that one little paragraph, it didn't bother me or anything. I just wanted to have been in a certain way, because that's how life is, Sometimes heartbreaks happen, sometimes you fall in love and marry the person you're supposed to, sometimes you're separated, what have you. But it's all relative, and it's all done well. And I'm not going to hold that tiny little paragraph against my 5-star rating, because it's so minuscule that I loved it as a whole. With that said, comment, like, subscribe. I shall see you next week. And stay safe, everyone. Bye!